Hello everybody and welcome to Celebrity Hour TV. I am your girl Shelly Akinji and this is your favorite slot, Talking to the Stars. On today's program we have an amazing, humble and creative Cameroonian actor coming to us all the way from the United States of America. He is Claudio OBEN by name and he's going to be telling us about himself today. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Hey G, something I've been meaning to ask you. Your songs have deeper meaning and you're carrying it along with you. What's going on, man?
You guys know who I am. I am Khalid Morg. This is Miss Cynthia Essong, Miss Olivia Tabot, Dr. Patrick Malusi, and Miss Camille Nayara. All right? Roxy then.
This is a game we used to play back in the day. We roll a bottle, whoever gets heads goes first. Tails goes second.
It goes where?
Welcome back. Like I told you before our break, we have Claudio OBEN here, who is going to tell us a lot about himself and his career in movie making. Welcome, Claudio.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Shelly, for having me. Thank you.
It's great to have you here.
I know. I'm excited. It's nice. Celebrity hour, huh? Okay.
So tell us, who is Claudio OBEN?
That guy is a sucker for entertainment. Okay. Is a sucker for crazy.
Yeah.
Love of the art, and just came out here to come and enjoy the festivities of the film industry, filmmaking, and my premiere. So I'm having fun, having a blast. Great. Yeah.
Talking about Claudio OBEN, we know you are a producer and an executive producer, an actor all in one. So tell us, what are some of the challenges you face as a producer and as an actor? How do you combine all of this?
So each of those domains wear different hats, right? So you have to be able to switch in and out of, okay, well, now executive producer-wise, what's the monetary value of whatever project you're about to embark on or you've already done, right? And you got to think strategy, marketing, premieres, post-premieres, and you know, what's the monetary value to it, because you're putting all this money in to make it back or break even. Production-wise, okay, I'm going, how am I going to make this work come out the way it should come out? What are the elements that need to be put in place? So you are thinking more detail than strategy. It's detail at this point because you have all these set pieces. You need to make sure they are in place, right? And then as an actor at this point, I go, okay, this is the work. How do I deliver this character to be as believable as it was scripted by the writer? It's very challenging to be doing all of that on one set, but with a good team around you, it gets seamless because you can go, okay, can let that delegate to that person and you has one less thing for you to worry about. So it's a team effort that makes it easy for me to be able to do that.
Team effort.
Yeah.
That's great. And when you describe all of this, we understand that it is very time-consuming and very compelling as well. So how do you make the separation, and how do you find this time to separate, you know, work from your life?
Knowing that the process takes time, you have to trust the process. And trusting the process meaning you can't rush it.
Sure. So
I give myself at times a good year for pre-production for any project. It sounds long, but when you get into it, you realize that that's not enough times in a day. You don't have enough hours in the day to get things done. And that way, I'm not taking a chunk of things to do on a daily basis. I take a little by little. That way I can balance personal and work life and be able to move forward. So I give myself time and I trust the process.
Great. One step at a time. That's what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your movie, Defying the Sith.
On our movie, Defying the Sith?
Yes, it was a pleasure.
I know.
It was a privilege having to work with you. I can say that it was a very challenging movie because, I mean, we don't see a lot of that. What were you thinking when you were writing the story? What was in your mind? Tell me about it.
I wanted to start a conversation on a topic that is not spoken about a lot, at least here, but globally it is not spoken about a lot, because if you watch the first few frames of the film, you see that the numbers as of that time when we shot was 117 a day. The number doesn't go down, it goes up.
Yes.
The only way you go down is for a conversation to be started. And that was one of the things I said, well, at this point in time, I occupy a space that I can use my love for the art to be able to say something.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, well, let's use a film to start this conversation. And also because I've seen people who've been in dark places. I have been in a dark place, and I can imagine how it feels for someone not to be able to be strong enough to pull out of that dark place. So it's usually because of that people tend to just think suicide is an easy way out, but it's not. You know, you can just have a conversation or talk to somebody, listen to somebody, like your character in the film, you know, said, talk and listen and pay attention to the hashtags and those things. So those little things that we ignore is the reason why we thought, you know what, let's put it on film and maybe we could save a life at a time.
Yeah. It's great because not very many people want to talk about suicide, but it is a recurrent issue in our society. So I'm really, really proud that somebody could think about it and take a step, you know, towards writing about it.
Right.
Now, I'm going to ask you, you have premiered the film in the United States, and you have also premiered the film in Cameroon.
Yeah.
Tell me about the reception of the people, of the audience. How was it in the US and how was it in Cameroon?
So in the US, it starts off and the hall is quiet. Everybody's paying attention.
Yes.
Halfway through, you are hearing laughs this way, comments this way.
Yeah.
By the end, people are reciting prayers. People are reciting, people are almost saying what lines, and people are asking for actors to do things. And when they do, it's madness in the hall.
Oh, wow.
Those reactions are priceless. I was sitting in the hall, not even watching the film. I was watching reactions.
Sure.
And as I'm sitting here and I'm worried, I'm like, I don't know how this film will be received in Cameroon, because obviously, like they say, it's not a topic that's talked about a lot, right? So I go, okay, fine. And then in Boya, at this point, we hear, and the film has its glitches in the start, and then we finally started. And off the top, the first scene from the studio, I'm hearing crazy comments from the left. I'm hearing screams from the right. My co-stars are just going wild and bananas. I was just sitting there, I was in awe. And even I'm overjoyed. I'm beyond humbled. I'm in a place where I felt like, okay, we did something right. I'm not worried again, because the reception, the critics, the appreciation of the work, besides all its maybe flaws that could have, because nothing is perfect, it's just more humbling. And I thank everyone who showed up and supported, because I'm ready to work again.
Great.
Yeah.
I remember being in the hall that night, and I remember the reaction of people, and people loved, especially the Roxy character.
Yes.
Everybody just loved her. Everybody wanted Roxy. So yeah, it was really, really a great show that night, I remember. Now tell me, as a filmmaker, you have done 3 movies, if I'm not wrong, in the United States and 1 in Cameroon.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about some of the challenges you face making movies in the States and making a movie in Cameroon.
Okay.
Tell me about how you go, what are the similarities you have making movies in the States and here, and what are the differences also that you have making movies in these different places. Tell me about it a little.
Okay, so I'll put it like this. Over there, you have the studios and you have the independent filmmakers, right? Studios and Universals, those are the massive, big budget people. Now, for folks like us who are independent filmmakers, we can only afford so much, and you get what you pay for. You cannot pay for a Bentley, you cannot pay for a Camry and expect and get a Ferrari. That doesn't happen. So, the ability to get things, what you can afford limits what you get. So I tend to, when I'm doing my pre-production, coin things in a way that would suit, what's in our budget or what's in the envelope, right? That same aspect here, it's less expensive. The community is welcoming to film so much. There is not so much of administrative bottlenecks that I wouldn't be able to get some kind of permit so I can go crazy. I can literally, I can do it over there. What is going to take me over there to get a permit for a week is going to take me a day to get a permit shut down the road. So things like that, it makes it easy for me. Here, I'm like a kid in the candy store. I can do whatever
you want.
And it's just beautiful. Differences, similarities is more or less the same. It's the same cast, crew, and all that type stuff. Difference would be here, everybody's dedicated to that project. They are there from night in to night out and all that stuff. Over there, sometimes you have people who have their regular jobs who have to run out and go and all that type stuff. But still, again, it's that different. So me being in the independent filmmaking space over there, it gives me a certain level of limitation. But with doing it over here, it's just endless possibilities.
When we come back, we're going to talk to Claudio about family and about the Cameroon film industry and about the Cameroon International Film Festival. See you. Welcome back to Talking to the Stars. I have Claudio OBEN with me here, and we have been talking so far about his life in filmmaking. Right now, Claudio, we are going to ask you about family. We know that you recently co-produced Define the Sixth with your wife, Belinda.
Yeah.
And also, she happens to be one of the writers of the story. So I want to ask, how do you manage married life and work life with your wife? I mean, not very many couples are able to find a balance between marriage and work, especially when their spouse happens to be a colleague. How do you manage that? And tell me how you manage, her fan base. Because obviously, I've seen your wife. She's a very pretty lady. And she definitely has to have this amazing fan base, especially made up of men.
Yeah.
How do you manage that? Tell me about it a little.
It's like this. I occupy the same space almost. And we make it fun. Here's the thing, we try to find the fun out of all those things, right? We could just be in the living room and the kids are running around and we just zoom out and start talking film. It's how it is, right? It's like, it's endless in the house. It's literally, you know what, on this scene, I think we should do it like this, do it like, so that's what happens. She's throwing all these ideas at me, and then, okay, fine, I go down and do the screenplays, and they'll go over it and all that stuff. That's how it is, endless writer's block in the house, endless. Even when the kids are running around, we'll get an idea, and then we'll go boom, boom, put it down and all that stuff. Endless. So that's the easy part. Getting the film together, easy part.
Yeah.
The men, that's the most they can do.
Yeah.
Right? It's expected.
Yeah.
Because I get the same in return.
Yes.
It's expected. I'm not going to tell the guy not to send that message. You can send it for all I care. I trust my wife enough that I know how she's going to respond. So I almost don't even worry. As long, happy wife, happy life. I just try to make sure she's happy. So I don't give her a reason to respond to a certain temptation out there because that's what it is.
Yes.
Right? And most about it, we keep it at that.
Yeah.
It's not really, we make the fun. Oftentimes we'll read it and just go, well, good luck. I'm not worried. I'm cool. I'm chilling. So they can try.
Yes. I understand that. And also, I'd like to point out to you that this is the beginning. Now, what happens when this whole thing blows out and you become so popular and she becomes so popular because Belinda happens to be an actress as well. Now, how are you planning to deal with all of this pressure? Because, of course, filmmaking comes with a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And a lot of demands. How are you planning to deal with all of this pressure? There's going to be the children to take care of, there's going to be the husband to make happy. How do you think you'll be able to combine that and really not fall apart like we see most celebrity couples, do?
So one thing most people don't know is she's a superwoman. She keeps that family. Like, you could see me, I'm being all crazy and loud, but she's the rock, right? She's always walking 2 steps behind me. And it's not because she wants to be behind me, it's because she's protective.
Yes.
She sees whatever is to my left and my right, she sees whatever is in the front, right? And that way, if I'm about to get to war and battle, I'm not going to hit her in the process. It's just like a myth or whatever. But she's the rock. So oftentimes, I'm just trying to keep up with her, I gotta tell you. Because you see, I'm managing the kids and work and all this stuff and makes it look so seamless. But me, at times, you see me flip easily after just doing 1 or 2 things. Come on, man. Right? So that happens. I'm not worried. I'm not. Because what should change? Yeah. You are the same you from the go. If you let these things change you, then that was not who you are to start with. True. Right? The same person I met 8 years ago is the same person I know yesterday, this morning. She's going to tell me to my face, easy. So I don't think it's going to change that much. We might even get more help to get things done, manage the kids around, make sure we create time for each other and make sure we do that, because in as much as you get busy, you have to remember the reasons why you're doing it is for family. Yeah. So I don't think much will change now.
Yeah, that's amazing to see it all planned out and worked out like that. It's good to know that women are always there as backup for you men. You
are. It's not a backup thing. It's you are the rock. You're the foundation. Again, it's happy wife, happy life. Yeah. You get into the house and she's not happy. Boy, you're sleeping on the couch, and I tell you, it's not that comfortable. So yeah.
Claudio, you're here for the Cameroon International Film Festival, CAMIF.
Yeah.
Your appraisal so far?
Way better than last year, so far. I was here last year. Yes, I was blessed. So, of like the opening night, it was massive. Last year was in here, it was good, don't get me wrong. This was just way better. It was, damn, okay, forgive my French. But yeah, so I'm liking it so far. And yesterday they went to Seme, they went to Bimbia. That's a historic site, so it's more things we are exploring. This is day 3, it just started today. We're about to go out and meet the governor, Nigerian consulate. And then, this year they have a lot of workshops, the Canon workshops, there's the acting masterclass, films are showing up. So it's better this year than last year. And that's all we can ask for, just get better every year. So I'm excited for tonight. It's the Ankara night. Yeah. I'm looking forward to see all the beautiful coutures that if that's the right word or whatever you call it. And then, tomorrow night, and then the all-white night. And so I'm just looking forward to see all of that. It's an experience, just have fun with everybody and, take it away.
Define the Sith is being premiered again during CAMIF. Do you think that this is a much wider audience? It's an international audience.
Now, yeah.
You have delegates coming from all over the world. Do you have any fears or any worries about how people are going to receive the movie?
No. The most fear I had was the Saturday premiere. I know my people, man. When your people tell you that they like it, so you can't be worried about anybody else.
Yes, indeed.
Well, little nerves.
Yeah.
It's always nerve-wracking when they have to project your work. Yeah. Because it's like you're opening up your heart and go, here I go. You're being vulnerable. That's like a vulnerable moment.
That's true.
But it's more excitement. I get to watch it again. I get to relive those moments again in real life. Like I've been living in my head over, so I'm living it again. So it's just gonna be fun. I'll be sitting back chilling.
Of course. Tell me about what CAMIF represents to you as a Cameroonian, first of all, as an actor, and as a filmmaker.
As Claudio, it represents hope. It's like, okay, we still have the power and the ability to pull things together and pull these massive people together under one umbrella in the name of CAMIF. And we see how we can grow together. As an actor, it goes, okay, so I know that no matter work I work on, there is an avenue that various people can be able to come see it at a certain point in time. As a filmmaker, I'm like, okay, so just like the Nigerians have it, just like we have Écran Noir, and just like we have it over in the West, in the Western world, we have that here. So I don't always have to go there. They can come to us.
True.
And that's why I'm making an effort to attend all the cameos, if God willing. So all of that put together, it's a joy. And it's something that you just have to sit back and relish the moment. Yes, so, yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Before we leave you, I'm going to ask you one last thing.
Oh, Lord.
Nothing dangerous, trust me.
Shelly, don't hit me with that one. Now, you guys always keep those good questions for the last.
It's just the simplest and the most beautiful question.
Most beautiful, I take that.
I need to know, and the audience needs to know, what is it that you can give Cameroonians, young Cameroonians, willing to get into filmmaking, like you? What can you tell them?
Like them? People before me said and still say, you want to do something, do it. The truth is, nobody's going to do it for you. But you got to put in the work. You got to trust the process, and you got to put in the work. And put it in rightly. Forget about the red carpet, because it's just a couple of hours. Forget about social media. I'm not saying stop it. I'm saying that's not what makes you achieve those goals where you want to be at. It's that work you put in when everybody's sleeping, and it's those couple of hours you stay awake when the set aside and you have to stay to push. Put in that work. Be relentless at the push. If you have to travel to go meet the people that you know would help you, do it. Reach out to people. Reach out to me. I mean, there are a lot of people who have reached out to me on especially Facebook, and I need help with this and that. And I'm like, okay, how can I help? Like, I'm that guy who would respond to you and tell you what I did. Not everything, of course. You gotta keep a little secrets in the bag. But reach out and I'll tell you, but be relentless. Never be satisfied. Stay hungry, and before you know it, you'll find yourself smack in the middle of it and you don't know how you got there. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Claudio.
Thank you, love.
We appreciate you coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, and we wish you the best.
Thank you.
We hope that we're going to have many of this.
I hope so too, because you guys fly too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. See you guys.
That was our show today, and we want to thank Claudio OBEN for talking to us about his life and his career in filmmaking. And stay tuned to Talking to the Stars, and let's see who is going to be our next star.